All right, we are pleased to be joined by LPGA pro Jeeno Thitikul ahead of this week's CME Group Tour Championship. Jeeno is a three-time winner on the LPGA Tour and the newly announced winner of the 2024 Aon Risk Reward Challenge, which comes with a $1 million prize. That's awesome. Jeeno, congratulations on the great season and thanks for joining us. How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm doing great. Just finishing my pro-am at the CME.
Amazing. Yeah, I know it's a big week for you. So before we get to discussing that $1 million achievement, which, like I said, is amazing, you're preparing for the Tour Championship. It tees off Thursday with an $11 million purse, a $4 million first place prize. Like I said, you've already had a great season, but what's your mindset heading into this big money final event of the year?
I think it's pretty chill out now, I guess, because it's almost end of the season for me because I got this tournament and also got the GT left. So I think it's pretty chill. Not really thinking about the result or the outcome much. Just trying to enjoy myself for, with almost done for the 2024 season.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about that Aon Risk Reward Challenge, which you've just been announced the winner of. And for those who don't know, it's a season-long competition. It prioritizes performance on a specific hole each week on tour. Like you said, you've had a great season beyond just that, but I'm curious, when you're playing each week to week, how much are you thinking about those specific holes for this particular challenge that carries a $1 million prize throughout the year?
I think I haven't thinking about the Aeon for the beginning of the year, but I think coming before Asian swing, like in China, Korea, and Malaysia that I have played, I knew that I was in contention. So I was just like, oh, maybe, because we all know which hole is the Aeon already set up, specific hole in each tournament. And I just trying to make birdies in that hole, especially in that hole.
Yeah, I hear you. And we talked about kind of the big prize money on the line this week. I know you said you're not really thinking about that necessarily, but it has been a record year for the LPGA overall. More increased prize money this year than last year, which was bigger than the year before. How big of a topic is the tour's prize money going up amongst you and your peers?
I think it's a really big topic. I mean, first of all, we have to thank you to CME to, like supporting women's golf and then see all the most like important how this like women's sport is and then trying to, making the tour, bigger and trying to make all the spectators to watch women's golf more and more. And then I think it's really nice that we have CME as our LPGA partner every year. That's towards the end of the season. I think it's really nice for us to have a really big support because like we're trying to make the tour bigger and also the women's golf as well because I saw many like talented players coming up on the tour, new face coming up, which is we wanted to because we're trying to inspiring the new generation anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, a lot of money on the line, a lot of people more getting into it. And I know, Jeeno, you won at last week's tournament, which got a huge boost from Caitlin Clark's practice pro-am round. But it was just kind of another example I thought of in the increased spotlight on women's sports in general.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, where do you think golf fits into that?
I think golf can fit into like every sport. I saw many like not just basketball players, but like tennis players and a lot of like sport players that they pick golf after their career. Because I think golf can be like really a good sport for them to have still had an exercise and then playing for fun with their friend and just I think it's just really amazing how they pick up they all pick up golf after their career, which is that's make golf a little more famous, I guess.
Yeah. And Jeeno, you're from Thailand, so I think you have an interesting perspective on golf's status as a global game. So I'm curious whether it's growing up or when you're back home now, How do you see, or how do you compare the fandom for golf outside the U.S., whether it's in certain Asian countries or anywhere else, compared with the fandom for golf in the U.S.?
I think the fans, especially in Asia, the fan in Asia are gonna watch women's golf more than the men's, I guess. But in US, gonna watch the men's more than women's a little bit, which is I'm trying to make what like LPGA and trying to make the US fan like watching women's golf more and more. Which is I really agree on that because like women's golf. And you guys got nearly quota. You guys got a lot of, like talented and then really good players here. So that's what me and the tour want to see.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's interesting. You feel that in Asia, women's golf is more popular than men's golf, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. Do you think there should be, or do you think there's any ways for men's and women's golf to collaborate more, whether it's getting more fans of women's golf in the U.S. or vice versa in Asia?
Sure. I think what LPGA and PGA did these past few years for the GT Grand Thornton is they're paired up with the men's and women's, like PGA and LPGA player paired up for the Grand Thornton last event of the year, which is really nice because I think all the fans gonna see the women's more, and then we all got the best to play on that week. I know it invitation, but like still have a lot of best player both tour that's playing up and then playing together. So I think it's really nice see what that they're trying to do.
Yeah, very cool. Well, Jeeno, this has been great. I know you have a big week ahead, but one more question for you before we let you get out the door. Jeeno, if you were commissioner for a day, what is one thing, big or small, that you might want to do to make life even better for golfers on the LPGA Tour?
That's a really good question. Wow. I don't know. Maybe increase the price. Cause
even more, okay.
Even more, because our competition level is so high. When you increase the price, I think definitely everyone gonna go.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I don't think you'd have any complaints there. But all right, Jeeno, thanks so much for joining us. We really appreciate it, and best of luck this week.
Thank you.